Let's listen.
Yep. I did a video earlier about the NPC meme going around. I couldn't upload it to YouTube because they would have probably banned my channel again. So I'm going to soften this this one up for YouTube. If you want to see what I actually said in the video before, it is on my BitChute channel about this NPC meme. While I do get some shits and giggles out of seeing some of these memes, and I can acknowledge that the right has dominated in this particular area, what people are totally missing about this NPC shit is the fact that, yes, leftists are undoubtedly have the NPC mentality. However, if you examine people on the right, the conservative side, you will also see that they too are NPCs. Why do I say that? I say this because they spout the same talking points as their leadership, their politicians, and do not think for themselves. For example, a lot of people who voted for Donald Trump, they refuse to acknowledge that the stuff he's saying about the economy just isn't true. They're refusing to see that he called himself a globalist, among other things. They spout the same talking points as the conservative leadership, and they're not thinking for themselves, which is what they're criticizing the NPCs on the left about. Both sides. Both sides are NPC. If you cannot think for yourself, if you cannot dig into the data and recognize shit for what it is, then you are an NPC. The only people out there who are not NPC are those who turn their backs on this entire system. They are the ones who are thinking for themselves. We don't have to agree on solutions. A lot of people think holding hand-painted signs and screaming at the top of their lungs is somehow going to get their masters to acquiesce to their will. But history shows that protesting does not work. History shows that petitions do not work. I mean, if you want to look at it from that way, then more than 50% of the country believes marijuana should at least be decriminalized, if not fully legal. Yet, the government and most of the states and the federal government has ignored the will of the people on so many issues. So, while these memes are hilarious, they're only touching on one side of the aisle. Both sides of the aisle are guilty of their atrocities. Now, why was Donald Trump elected? Well, he was elected to pacify the white majority who hold most of the firearms of this country. Donald Trump will be able to do things Barack Obama would have never dreamed possible, because the right was paying close attention to what Barack Obama was doing and not believing a damn thing he said, rightfully so. But they knew if they put Donald Trump in, that number one, the right would be pacified, they would go back to sleep, they would stop prepping, and a lot of people has, and two, to have someone to blame on the economy collapsing. And I've said this over and over again during his campaign. I said Donald Trump is a Trojan horse. I don't have a problem with him as a celebrity. I thought he was rather amusing. I've read his books, Art of Deal and the other one, the name escapes me at the moment. I read Art of Deal 3 times, and I didn't have a problem with Donald Trump as a celebrity or as a businessman, but he should have been disqualified from running for president based on his debt to the Jewish bankers. If any president has billions of dollars in debt to any entity, let alone a handful of them, probably not a good idea to use them as president. And not that he's any worse than Hillary Clinton. We probably already be in a bloodbath of a war if Hillary Clinton would have been elected. Why is it Americans go with the dumbest candidates each and every time? We had Ross Perot. Ross Perot, he was a realist. He knew shit was getting bad way back then, and here we are all these years later, and everything the dude said was going to happen did happen. Ron Paul, another one. Everything dude said was going to happen is happening. I mean, what's it going to take? What's it going to take for you people to understand both of these teams are exactly the same? They are owned by the same people. You know, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, Soros, they're all owned. And so are you. What's it going to take? Is it going to take UN troops being deployed on our streets? Probably not. Probably make some justification for it. Oh, Chicago's a war zone. We need them there. Los Angeles is a war zone. We need them there. I can hear it all now. I can hear the right justifying every tyrannical thing Donald Trump does. And just a few years ago, they're whining about all the tyrannical shit Barack Obama was doing. I hope, for our sake, we get our civil war. I really do. Then and only then will people fucking open their eyes. When you're lined up for some bread and cheese because the Federal Reserve collapsed the economy, maybe then you'll see. Maybe then you'll have some balls and be outraged. What's it going to take, people? What's it going to take for you to stop believing these pukes? You know I'm not on either side. You know I'm not. I have nothing to tell but the truth. And you don't like the truth. Now, I've been thinking about doing a social experiment where I cover politics in a positive light. I try to make it seem as if I'm for one side or the other, just to show how people will flock to the different channels because those channels are saying things they want to hear. Nobody wants to hear the cold, hard reality of things. And the cold, hard reality is our economy is going to collapse. Yellowstone's going to erupt. And giant earthquakes are going to happen. Megaquakes. And your government isn't going to be there to save you. The only people that can save you is you. The police can't save you. The FBI can't save you. The intelligence agencies can't save you. None of them. No politician can save you. But I'm not sugarcoating. So I bet this video only gets a few views and ignored by you gullible left and right wingers. You know, when I go out into the public, I pretty much assume that everyone I see is an enemy. I take the advice of Morpheus from the Matrix. You know, the Matrix is a system, Neo. That system is your enemy. When you're inside, what do you see? Doctors, lawyers, teachers, businessmen, the very minds of the people we're trying to save. But until they're saved, they are part of that system, and that makes them your enemy. And that's how I view pretty much the public at large, as enemies. I know it's a fucked up way to see things, but it is what it is. Hope everyone has a good day. Kill the state before it kills you.